Okay, so here's the story. A mysterious tape washes up on the shores of Miami Beach. Due to the damage sustained by the tape, the footage was only partially recovered. Upon examining the footage, it is clear that all the events take place in one day. The day ends with the mysterious images you just witnessed. The following is an interpretation of the story contained in the footage, a version of the story, if you will. This story, like many others, starts off on the road. There's a documentary crew on their way to Mississippi. Where in Mississippi, you might ask? Natchez. Where in the hell is Natchez? Cue the map graphic.
Welcome to historic Natchez, Mississippi, the oldest city on the mighty Mississippi River. Founded in 1716, Natchez is rich in historic sightseeing, beautiful antebellum homes, and plenty of downtown shopping and dining. Hop on a horse-drawn carriage and tour downtown Natchez.
The documentary crew arrives in Natchez and meets up with an acquaintance. He's an artist, very possibly a painter. That's all we know at first. We have taken the liberty to break the linearity of the story in order to gain some clarity and establish some of the characters by using bits and pieces of the footage from throughout the day. Try to keep up.
You ready?
Yes.
Okay.
In this work, Andres Conde is showing Judith beheading Holofernes. Andres Conde is a Cuban artist based here in Natchez, Mississippi, also my husband. And this work was actually dedicated to his daughter. So I think he's making kind of a feminist statement about, her strength and what women are capable of.
I really don't know what else to say about that.
The artist's name is Andres Conde. He lives in Natchez. He's married to the woman who was just speaking. Her name?
When I say we, I mean Stacy. We is me driving the van and Stacy telling me where to go.
Based on that random statement, we can assume it's Stacy. Andres and Stacy have a daughter.
Who is this painting of?
This is my daughter, even though she hates having her portrait painted. This was a picture that I stole from her Instagram.
Hi, my name is Sophia Conde. I'm from Conde Contemporary. I'm from Miami Beach. I grew up in Chicago, and we recently moved down here to Natchez.
Through a rigorous investigation, we have been able to establish the following. The daughter's name is Sophia. Conde Contemporary is the family business, an art gallery. And finally, that the Condes have recently moved to Natchez. End of parentheses.
Oh, nice.
What are you doing?
We're
You're not shooting anything, right? Let's go have some coffee.
Yeah, dude, let's get this coffee. All right.
Andres and the production crew head over to the local coffee shop.
We're going to that building right there, so get in there.
Right here?
Right here.
At the coffee shop, the crew interviews the shop owner.
Good morning, buongiorno.
Good morning.
Buenos dias, baby.
My name is Dub Rogers. People call me Poppy. I'm here in Natchez, Mississippi, doing my thing. Natchez has a feeling about it. When you come here, you feel this place. There's an energy from the river that flows. Maybe it's a vortex or something that's going on here, but men have been coming and been settled here in this very specific area for tens of thousands of years. We're sort of isolated where we are. We're sort of off the beaten path somewhat. So you have to be coming here. It's not like you're just going to accidentally find Natchez.
A small town off the beaten path, a mysterious energy, an art gallery, a vortex. An unavoidable question starts to arise.
Why Natchez?
Precisely. Our second parenthesis. Why are the Condes in Natchez?
Stacy pretty much always had this in her mind that at one point in time or another we would give up the rat race in the big city and then move to the country and just basically have, you know, our golden years.
But Miami was popping, you know, I just couldn't leave yet. And to be honest, I was worried that, you know, it was going to adversely affect the business, moving to a town that doesn't necessarily have an art market in place.
The deadly coronavirus officially hitting the U.S. Here's what we know.
You know, the World Health Organization just declared this a global health emergency.
U.S. health officials are concerned this rapid spread could mimic the massive SARS outbreak of the early 2000s.
We pretty much had to shut down Coral Gables. It wasn't, there was no ifs, ands, or buts about it. Miami was about to go into lockdown. We already had seen what happened in New York.
The nation has now reached that grim new milestone. More than 250,000 lives lost to the coronavirus.
New York City, the original coronavirus epicenter, forced to shut down schools again.
I told Andres, I don't want to be in Miami for this.
On Miami Beach's famed Ocean Drive, it's casual activity by day, party over by night. Miami-Dade temporarily stopped reporting the percent of people testing positive. At last check, 27%.
We have bought a house here about 2 years ago. Let's just go and spend the next few months in Natchez.
I felt it would be a safer situation for our family.
We figured it was going to take a month and then everything was going to be back to normal. And
new cases have been quickly rising in Florida, a state that was one of the first to open in early May.
1 month turned into 3 months and 3 months into 4 months, and we started thinking to ourselves, well, the gallery really wasn't affected.
We were able to sustain sales and, you know, we didn't lose anybody through this move.
We were selling online, and which was our business model anyway, so things kind of continued the way I had planned them out all along.
The rent of just like being in Coral Gables was the same as like a down payment on a building here.
So in a matter of 24 hours, we closed down Coral Gables Gallery, we packed everything up, and we moved into this location.
I'm here and I feel good. Awesome. I mean, that's a good sign, right? So.
Yeah, absolutely. After the stop at the coffee shop, it's uncertain what happens. The image and sound finally come back to this.
My name is Darian Mederos. I'm from Cuba. I'm an artist working with Conde Contemporary Gallery, and I'm living in the United States for 6 years now. Where do we want to go?
Just drive around. Just, you know, no specific place. Just drive around. Drive wherever you like driving.
This is a really, really cool town. People are super, super nice and have like a lot of history. And it's actually really pleasant to the view just to walk around. So I think I made a good decision.
Do you know anything about this cemetery?
No, I have no idea.
The first time in here?
First time in here. But Stacy's always talking about this, like how beautiful it is. There's a lot of sculpture. It's like you can find art. It doesn't make me feel sad. It's beautiful. It's beautiful. You can see every single detail. And you have like a lot of visual information, how I call it.
And how do you like the gallery? How do you feel like it will affect the town?
I think it was a really smart move. We have a beautiful gallery here. Beautiful, beautiful gallery. Stacy was all the time so excited. It's like dreams coming true.
The tour of Natchez continues for about an hour. And then the battery in the camera dies. The camera comes back to images of Stacy getting the gallery ready for some sort of event.
Did you guys like it?
Yeah, super loved it.
Here we go. How many more suckers do I have? Do you like my cowboy boots?
Yeah.
Did I do my makeup all like?
Baby, yes.
Okay.
You look great.
I just put a little eyeshadow, like a little brown eyeshadow.
At this point, what should have been the first question can no longer be ignored. What is the documentary crew doing in Natchez? Or in other words, what is Stacy putting together?
Stacy herself is an artist. She's a writer. She's an amazing talent. I mean, honestly, as gallerist goes, I think that that's one of the reasons why she's successful in picking out the right artists.
Her ideas are always spectacular. She never had a bad one.
She wanted an exhibition where the artists themselves created works determining a sense of good and evil and perceptions.
I'm really interested in themes that are eternal. Good and evil is eternal, beauty is eternal, love is eternal. It's very easy to hate, it's very easy to be angry about things, it's very easy to get involved in the transient nature of politics and what have you, but those things don't last, they don't go on forever.
Stacy had this concept of making the gallery into an actual living garden. This is a concept that she had years ago, but it's a really expensive undertaking if you wanted to do something like that. And for the first time, we actually had the city backing us up.
I mean, we've got artists around town, and we actually have a pretty nice little growing artist community. But she's brought a whole different attitude and a whole different type of art.
This Midnight in the Garden of Good and Evil, and she thought, let's have a great representation of both of them.
Which is why the tableau in the window has two deities, basically, which are the same, just from different cultures, being represented, and then the viewer is asked, you know, so which one do you think is good and which one do you think is evil?
Joke's on you, they're the same exact person, it's just two different sides of the story.
What bias did you have that you actually went for one and not the other?
Okay, let's go over the facts one last time. There's a picturesque town in Mississippi that is rich in history. This town is called Natchez. There's a family that has moved and opened an art gallery in said town.
We didn't know how accepting everybody would be of the gallery, and especially not of some of the works that we have, because some of them are very provocative and interesting and show the female form.
Stacy, the matriarch of the Conde family, believes in the transformational power of art. She is constantly thinking of projects involving art that can have a positive impact on her community. Midnight in the Garden of Good and Evil is an immersive multidisciplinary art exhibition organized by Stacy and exhibited in Natchez.
The opening was amazing. Like, we had all of these people who were just so excited to have something new here, to see something interesting, to see artists from like all around the world.
I think it's fantastic. It's brought some really great culture, a higher idea of art and expression.
A documentary crew traveled to Natchez to document said exhibition. There's a tape. There's actually not a tape. We made that up in an attempt to add mystery and intrigue to the story. However, upon arriving to the town and interacting with its people, we realized that no fiction can ever match the reality of a place. For those looking for an escape from everyday life, get your ass on a plane, car, or boat and visit the town. Take some advice from Darian.
Sometimes I just go to places and see people, the way they do things, the way they act, the way they talk to each other. This is the perfect place.
Go and see Natchez for yourself. There's an actual art gallery and the Condes are actual people.
The reason Natchez is so special is because it is so very different.
The fact is that it's a beautiful town.
Or you can stay in your comfort zone and experience the world through a screen. It's up to you.
Comfort zone, the joy of missing out.